And I'm Bella. If your cooking skills are stuck in a rut, we're here to help. If your kitchen has seen better days, we'll show you how to fix it.
We'll give you recipes, hacks, and the confidence to own your kitchen again.
Oh my God!
This is Sammy and Bella's Kitchen Rescue.
We're on our way to see Hana. Her and her husband are busy parents. They've got a little boy, Alfie, and another one on the way.
So they need quick and convenient meals from the pantry or freezer, but it also needs to be healthy.
I'm Hana, my husband's Cam. I have a little son named Alfie, and I have a little guy on the way who's due in February.
Hana!
Hello, how are you?
Nice to see
Hello.
We are here to rescue your kitchen.
How exciting, come in.
Thank you.
My kitchen needs rescuing for so many reasons. It's very disorganised. It basically is, when we first moved in, everything is where it was because it was just easy to unpack. So it's very disorganised.
Thank you so much for inviting us to your home.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for helping me cook.
Okay, this is the kitchen.
My kitchen, yeah.
It's a big kitchen.
It's huge.
very big kitchen. Yeah.
And where's your pantry?
Okay, so we've got the pantry spread across a couple of different cupboards.
Oh, okay.
So we have breakfasty, grainy things, and then we have teas and spreads down here. And then we have pastas and...
You weren't kidding, it really is spread everywhere. Okay. And what about your pots and pans?
So pots and pans are really in different places as well. So in here I've got pots, pans, my colander and sieve and stuff.
Yep.
And then down here I've got my pans and my wok.
And I'm guessing your utensils are here?
No, utensils are actually here.
Oh, okay.
So we have just a cutlery drawer.
Yep.
And then we have 2 drawers of stuff that I use quite regularly. Like, I actually use this quite a bit because it's the only measuring cups I have, but it's such a stupid shape. But I've kept with it.
I actually think they're cute. It's pretty cute. So it seems like you've got a little bit everywhere. Let's have a look inside your fridge and freezer.
Oh.
Okay.
This is my fridge.
It's not too bad, not too messy or anything.
I've got a lot of pre-made and leftovers.
Pre-made?
Are these homemade?
I don't believe so.
Right.
And how about the freezer? What have you got inside the freezer?
The freezer is a bit special. It's crammed. We love ice creams.
Who's got the sweet tooth in your family?
Oh, Alfie and I, for sure. Yeah. Look, I'll be honest, I absolutely love every single kind of dessert. I don't discriminate. Probably my favourite is chocolate cake, ice cream, and unfortunately my son's picked up the habit as well.
But tell us about what you're cooking week to week.
So I work full-time, so I generally finish work around 6, if not 7. It just leaves very little time for grocery shopping, preparing ingredients, cooking. That's definitely the hardest thing for us.
What is your heritage?
I'm Vietnamese, both my parents are Vietnamese, and they're both amazing cooks, and it just didn't get passed down to me.
Oh no, what happened?
What happened? Why not? Did you not cook in the kitchen with your parents growing up?
No, I wasn't really handy in the kitchen.
Would you like to cook more Vietnamese food, do you think?
I would love to be able to cook more Vietnamese food. It just feels like a total shame that I can't cook as well as my parents. Yeah, I'd really like to be able to cook my own cuisine.
So Hana, you guys are full-time working parents. You need quick, easy meals. You'd love to cook more Vietnamese food, and you're a chocoholic, but you do want to be at least a little bit healthy.
Just a little bit healthy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we've had a good rummage through all your cupboards and your fridge, and I think there's some opportunity there for us to work our magic and help sort some things out, so we'll see what we can do.
That would be amazing.
We're going to rescue your kitchen.
We're taking Hana to Kitchen Rescue Central to give her the lowdown on how to cook some quick and easy Vietnamese dishes.
So Hana, we wanted to come up with a few recipes that were quick and convenient for your family and also touching on your Vietnamese heritage.
So we're going to start off with the rice. We're using a jasmine rice, and it's perfect for any time you're making a stir fry or anything like that because it's really fragrant and it's light and fluffy as well.
So 1 cup of rice goes in the saucepan to 1.5 cups of water. And when it's boiling, then I'll put the lid on, turn it down to a low simmer and cook it for 15 minutes.
One of the keys with Asian cooking is to have everything prepared before you cook in the wok. And that involves a lot of chopping of vegetables. So if this is a little something that's going to revolutionize your life. It's called the Opti Chop. And what it actually does is it chops up the veggies and they fall through those little holes.
Wow.
Perfect. And as you can see, it hasn't smushed everything into smithereens. It's just literally chopped everything finely. And it's the only blender in Australia that will do that. So it's a really awesome product. So we've got some more ingredients that we're going to be throwing in. We've got some prawns. Now these are already cooked poached prawns, so they just need to be warmed through. Same thing goes with the peas. We've got some fish sauce and some black pepper.
Okay, rice is nice and cool. Wok is hot. Bit of peanut oil first.
All right.
Yep, pop the sausage in. Great.
Lemongrass, Sammy,
Okay.
and some sugar.
Do you want to stir, Hannah?
Yeah, sure.
So the sugar's really going to caramelise and give us that smoky flavour. Time for veggies.
Look at you, you're a wok master. So we're going to add in our cooled jasmine rice. It's beautifully fragrant.
And I'm going to go back in with the prawns. Right, some peas, scrambled eggs, and a final drizzle of fish sauce.
The little rice granules are starting to dance, which is lovely, so I think it's ready to serve.
Right. How good does that look?
Yum.
Is it just like your mum's?
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be guilt-free chocolate cake. Are you losing your mind?
Yeah, that looks delicious.
She just overcooked rice.
It's true, but it very rarely happens because rice is actually super easy to cook. Because we've used a really good quality long grain rice, I don't want it to go to waste. So instead, we've got a great hack on how to save it.
So I've got some overcooked rice here that I've saved, some stock and soy sauce, and then some fresh ginger and garlic. And blend it until it's nice and creamy. And just cooks for about 10 minutes. Grab greens and my shredded leftover chicken. Little stir.
A little garnish of spring onions.
I rescued your rice, Sammy.
You did.
Now, Hannah, when we rummaged through your house, we found lots of chocolate in your cupboards and you tried to blame it on your son. But we realise now that you are the chocoholic in the family. Guilty? Pretty guilty. Well, this is going to be guilt-free chocolate cake because it contains fresh beetroot and it's flourless.
And we're going to use a 54% dark chocolate, which is absolutely delicious. And it comes in these beautiful little colettes, so it's actually very easy to work with and
Do you want to try
melt.
one?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Oh, of course you want to try one.
I'm going to have one too.
Good? So good.
Really good. All right, let's get started. First, we're going to whisk up the egg whites. So I've got the whisk attachment to the hand blender. Do you want to, while I'm doing this, do you want to grease the tin with some butter?
Put some of your pretend baking to good use.
All right, here we go.
Struggling with that, Hannah.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
stubborn.
it's on the baking paper, so it shouldn't stick.
Remember, she is a pretend baker.
Doesn't need to be perfect, so.
It's not.
Don't worry. That's cool. That's perfect now. Can you see that's what's called soft peaks? How it just folds over like that. Now we're going to start with the rest of the ingredients. So I've got some hazelnut meal and some brown sugar. All right, there you go. And then cacao powder and some baking soda too. And then the chocolate.
So I'm going to measure out exactly 200 grams. This is going to go into the microwave for a minute. Okay, that chocolate is perfectly melted so easily in the microwave.
Are you losing your mind?
Yeah, that looks delicious.
Okay, let's add it in. Mmm. How good does it smell? Luxurious. All right. Yum.
All right,
Can
now
I
we...
lick the spoon?
She actually does.
Yeah, I will. I will.
So while you're licking the spoon, I'm going to mix up the cake. All right, chocolate's mixed in. Now time for the egg whites. It's important to use a folding technique so you don't lose the air out of the egg whites. So you pick up and you fold over, and that's going to make our cake nice and light and fluffy. Egg whites are folded through. Now we're going to fold through that grated beetroot.
And now beetroot is so great in this recipe because it's got this lovely earthy flavour that goes so well with the bitterness of the chocolate. And it's a vegetable, so it's healthy.
All right, that's perfectly folded now. So spatula is the best for this because a wooden spoon never quite gets all the bits off the side of the bowl. It's mesmerising, isn't it?
I'll lick the bowl this time, Hannah.
And then just use the spatula to flatten it out a little bit. And if it's still a little bit thick, you can always give it a bit of a tap to get those extra air bubbles out. And this is going to be a chocolatey, beetrooty version of a banana bread that we're going to love. So 45 minutes in the oven at 180 degrees.
You're excited.
I am. So I know limes can be so expensive. Sometimes you get hardly any juice out of them. And put them in the microwave like magic.
We're at Kitchen Rescue Central with Hannah, satisfying her sweet tooth with a chocolate cake recipe that's healthy and delicious.
Okay, here's our chocolate beetroot loaf. It's cooled and ready to serve. Whoop.
Grab this.
Smells good. All right. Delicious.
That looks amazing. It looks delicious.
That looks like a brick ready to build dreams of deliciousness.
Let's try it. So just slice it like you would any other loaf, and then get lashings of butter to put on top. That's for you to try.
Thank you.
I like how she just puts the whole thing in her mouth. She's definitely a chocoholic.
Is it good?
It's amazing. It's so chocolatey.
Do you like the beetroot? Good.
Yeah.
So this is a lot better to have as a little treat to reach for instead of, you know, the chocolate in your cupboard, something that you can make on the weekend, have it in the freezer even and just take it out as you need it. But it is so amazing because of the quality of the chocolate that we're using and a little bit healthier with the beetroot in there too.
But a little bit of butter on top, it kind of makes everything better as well. Sammy, you want some?
Yes, please.
I know you're dying, I can tell.
It's good.
It's really good.
Do you think Alfie would like to eat this too?
I think he's gonna love this one. Yeah, yeah.
This is the most ridiculously easy hot chocolate that anyone can make at home.
And one of the most delicious because we're using the best quality Belgian chocolate.
So hot milk goes in, and I've got some dark chocolate collets, and I'll use the Pro Mix hand blender to give it that cafe-style froth.
Okay, we have one more recipe for Hannah, a new twist on a Vietnamese favourite.
All right, Hannah, we're going to be shaking up a Vietnamese classic. We're making shaking pork. Traditionally, it's shaking beef, and we're going to change it up a little bit more and make it with brown rice and quinoa, which is a great way to get those whole grains into your family's diet.
So, first thing is we need to cook the brown rice and quinoa. Whenever you're cooking any kind of brown rice, it's important to remember it needs a lot more water than a white rice. So for 1 cup of this rice, we're going to use 2 cups of water. A little pinch of salt. And we turn it to high and bring it to the boil. So lid goes on, and we turn it right down to low so it can simmer for about 25 minutes.
Okay, so while the rice and quinoa cook, we're going to make our marinade for our shaking pork. So over here we've got some fish sauce, some oyster sauce goes in, we've got some garlic and some sugar as well, and then finally a big spoonful of pepper. And that's the marinade done. It's great because it's an instant marinade, so you don't have to wait around for it to get all the flavour in there. You can just take it straight over to the wok to cook, which I'm going to do right now.
While the pork's cooking, we're going to make a super simple lime sauce. It's literally lime juice, salt and pepper. But I've got a little bit of a hack because I know limes can be so expensive. Sometimes you get hardly any juice out of them. So we're going to cut them up and then put them in the microwave before juicing them. Trust me, it's going to be like magic. 40 seconds in the microwave is gonna break down the cell walls and release all of that juice. It's gonna be amazing.
Because we are cooking in a home kitchen, we don't have these big wok flames coming up the side. Most of the heat is concentrated down in the middle. So even though it's called shaking beef or shaking pork in this case, we're not actually going to be shaking the pan because we'll lose too much heat by lifting it off the gas.
Oh, ready? All right. Look at that. They're so juicy. Oh, dripping everywhere already. You barely need to squeeze it and the juice literally comes straight out. All we do is pop some lime juice in and then pepper. Enough, do you think?
Yeah, it's a lot, yeah.
It is a pepper and lime sauce, so it looks like a lot of pepper, but you actually need it. And then, of course, some salt. Give the sauce a little stir.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to taste some? Check the pepper's okay?
Yeah, sure. Nice and tangy and peppery.
Good. Sammy, pork, please. We're hungry.
All right, I just finished cooking the pork, so I'm going to lay it out here. And I think our rice is ready too, Bella. This was so much fun to cook. It looked delicious. And I might have had a little sneaky taste.
So a little bit of fresh Spanish or red onion goes on top. And voila, it's done.
We can't forget the rice and quinoa. That is also ready and it smells amazing. And there's our quinoa and brown rice side for our dish.
It's going to be awesome for your family because it's got all those whole grains in it. And we've really shaken things up a bit today. So we've got shaking pork instead of beef, and instead of plain boiled rice, we've got the brown rice and quinoa. So do you want to pop some sesame seeds on the top just to jazz it up a bit? Oh, look how good you are at jazzing it up. All right, that is the perfect Vietnamese family dish. Long grain white rice is a neutral flavoured rice. So think of it as a blank canvas that you can add any flavour to.
And one of our favourite ways to add flavour is to cook it with stock instead of water. 1 cup of white long grain rice to 1.5 cups of stock. Let it cook on a low simmer.
Add some fresh herbs. That blank canvas looks like an artwork now. Look what I found behind here, a rotten banana. Let's pretend that we didn't find that.
Back at Hannah's house, it's time for some kitchen love.
The problem with Hannah's kitchen is that there is stuff everywhere.
So what we need to do is organise the kitchen into work zones.
The trick to a great kitchen, big or small, is to have well-organised work zones.
All right, this big butcher's block is actually going to be used for actual chopping now.
Cannot believe they have the glassware over there so far away from the dishwasher. Even the cleaning stuff is like, you know, under the sink, and then there's some over here.
There's like 6 different spots for everything. Look, we've got pens and stuff in here. Is a kitchen or an office? Oh, Sammy, look what I found behind here. A rotten banana.
She saves them in the freezer anyway, that's all right.
Let's pretend that we didn't find that.
So we've got our prep zone, and now we've got our cooking zone organised, and our dishes and cleaning zone. So everything is going to be circulating and working really well together.
We've amalgamated 6 pantries into 1. Everything is organised into tubs, like with like. So this one here has all of the rice. The fridge has been revamped. All the cheese is now in an airtight container, and everything else is compartmentalised. So all the dairy is in one easy to slide out basket.
A good kitchen needs good tools, and we come bearing gifts. With Hannah and Cam being so time poor, the Pro Mix hand blender is going to make meal prep super fast and super easy. No peeking.
No.
Okay, are we ready, Bella?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my God!
That looks amazing.
What do you think?
It's so organised.
everything is in sections. So if you want nuts, they're here. Sweet treats are here. Rice is here. The things you use least often, like your baking items, can be at the top, and the stuff you use most often, like rice, can be at eye level.
Although I think those chocolates will be making a few trips down to see you.
So this is called the prep zone. You've got food and the chopping board right here, as well as a little gift from us. So this is the same one that we used in our kitchen.
That's amazing.
You've got
I've
your own
actually
premix.
wanted one of these for ages. So
Awesome.
And then the next zone is your cooking zone. So we've got all of your easy to access spices, and we also got you this other gift, a lovely big cast iron pot, because you're going to be cooking for 4 now.
I love it. It's amazing.
Okay, the fridge.
Oh my goodness. It's so organised. Everything is compartmentalised, so these drawers are really good. You can keep all your dairy in something like that, for example.
oh my goodness, it looks amazing. I loved my experience with Sammy and Bella. I can't believe what they've done with the kitchen. It looks amazing. I'm definitely going to be cooking those Vietnamese recipes again. I'm looking forward to trialling them on my parents and see what they think. Thank you, Sammy and Bella.